Hello everyone and welcome to the 7th round of the KCG Season 25-2. We are currently at Chang International Circuit, the biggest and best racing circuit in Thailand. It's the home of speed, there we go, the home of speed. And my name is Julian Strasser, and I am not alone here today. I am here together with Song KP. How are you doing?
I am doing very well, thank you.
That is great. Are you looking forward to the race today? We have two classes again, GT3s and TCRs running on this circuit.
Yes, because the championship battle is going to be very interesting on both sides today. Shall we have a look at that?
Oh sure, let's take a look at that. So the standings for the GT3, as you can see, it couldn't be any closer at the front. I mean, it is very close. It could be just by 1 point closer, I guess. However, Lucas Fischer is up ahead currently with 101 points, ahead of Cody Nikola Latkovsky with 100 points and Jiří Kratochvil with 100 points as well. And it seems like Cody Nikola Latkovsky is not here today, so it will be Lucas Fischer and Jiří Kratochvil fighting it out mostly today. How about the TCRs?
Well, in the TCRs, it's a whole different story, as we have Sebastiano Rossi about 23 points ahead of Joe Senna right now in second. If Sebastiano Rossi finishes ahead of Joe Senna this round, he will be able to clinch the TCR title. But it's not even over for Sven Mackenberg though. He can snatch away second place from Joe Senna as well. It's going to be very interesting, that's for sure.
He was snatched away the first place, I guess, with the DNF from Sebastiano Rossi. However, first of all, let us take a look at how the circuit is driven in the Renault Megane TCR in this track lap.
Hello everyone and welcome to a track lap around Chang International in a Renault Megane TCR. We're going to start from the last corner, get a good exit. Now we're going to approach T1, we need to break the 100 meters board. Then downshift into third gear. Hit the apex, unlike I did there, where I completely missed it. Now we're going to barrel towards T2, which is birdie and is sweeper, but it is considered to be T2. Then we're going to head towards the airpin, which is considered to be T3. Brake between 100 and 150. I don't really have a consistent braking point there, but as long as you brake between the 2 meters board, you will be fine. Now we're going to approach T4, which I'm fairly sure you can actually take without brakes. You just need to go a little bit wide, lift, like so. Now brake at that white line, the third, I think, I don't remember. Now stay tight here on exit, because you need a wide entry into this corner, otherwise it's going to be very difficult to take. Now here, brake at the bridge, a little bit earlier, down into third, because otherwise you're going to have no power. At the lamp post on the right, brake, make sure to stay into third. Now we're going to go flat towards the end of these fast corners, which are actually very fun. Now last corner, we're going to have to brake at the 100 meters board. Here. Down into second. Nice and tight. And that is one lap around Chang International. Very lovely track.
And that was a beautiful lap around the home of speed there, done by Sebastiano Rossi, the TCR leader. We are currently watching Luca D'Amico, new racer, in the championship, looking to smash up the field now, as it seems, in the 7th round of it. But the time is beaten by Lucas Fischer, who seems to be having a wonderful day today. Also in practice, he was quite ahead of the rest of the field.
Yeah, Lucas Fischer actually coming pretty close to the GT3 lap record, just about 9/10ths behind the actual GT3 lap record here on the same second, which is pretty damn impressive.
Sounds very impressive. As we are currently watching Sven Mockenberg, who is currently in the lead for the TCRs. Let's see, can he improve his time? It is improved. Yes. Wow.
Sebastiano Rossi needs to improve that time, though. As I said before, he needs to finish ahead of Joe Senna in order to clinch the championship at this race. As we see Rudiger Lampe here, he's currently 2 seconds behind Lucas Fischer, but he seems to be improving this lap. We'll see as he goes through the S's before the final corner.
He's still up on his time here through the 2nd sector, not challenging the times of D'Amico and Fischer at the moment. But any improvement is an improvement, especially, as you can see, he's very close right now in times to Stoffgo and Reiter. Oh, as Reiter actually improves ahead, and Rüdiger Lampe improves back ahead of Reiter. This is the battle of the Germans right now for P3. However, there hasn't been a time yet set by Jiří Kratochvil, one of our championship contenders. So we'll have to see what happens there.
Mike Kochi also seems to be on an improvement. At this pace, he is just 1 second behind Lucas Fischer's time, which would put him in 3rd position if he just nails this last corner.
Oh, this is looking good.
What's the time going to be?
Take a look. Oh, up into P3, and that is with the success ballast from last round, because obviously Mike Koch was P3 last time around after we saw some DNFs. Oh, as Joe Senna resets there, and we have Jiří Kratochvil now on the first lap, almost a whole second down in the 1st sector. Well, that doesn't bode well, especially as after this he will probably only have one more try at a lap. So let's switch over right now to Vasilis Katarinakis, who is in the last sector right now. Does not seem to challenge for a top time in TCR's Mountain Row. But maybe getting a bit close to Colin Barker. I think that was invalidated there. That's why we're switching back to Jiří Kratochvil, who is in the last sector, 1.8 seconds down there in the middle sector. It doesn't look like this is going to be... Oh yeah, just the banker lap, I guess.
Like a banker lap, yeah.
Oh.
Is that Colin Barker? Yes, that is Colin Barker driving the Audi TCR here. That's Reska's favorite here.
Yes.
But as it stands, he is about 9/10ths down on Sebastian Rossi, as Zu Akihara has set a lap. Doesn't look too competitive, but he does have one more chance, at least.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Reska Kioso, of course, we're talking about former staff member here at tracc.eu, and he likes the Audi and he likes Chang, so that's perfect, isn't it? Colin Barker. So
perfect combo.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see what Colin Barker is up
Colin
to now.
Barker
improves by 2/10ths. Not enough to challenge Sebastiano Rossi right now.
Sebastiano Rossi is very close to, as we see, Stoffgo improving to P3 with a 135.2.
Oh boy.
We have Kratochvil here as well, looking to make a pretty substantial improvement here, as in the 2nd sector, only 1.1 seconds behind Lucas Fischer. Let's see, making the last corner here. Let's see what the lap time will be.
They've taken a
It will
better
be
line there.
a 135.3, moving up to P5. It's really close
Oh, but he
between
reset now.
P3.
He reset his lap,
Hmm?
so he didn't continue another
Oh.
lap, so he's done now. Of course, in RaceRoom, the qualifying ends as soon as the timer hits 0. So Kratoschwil is now, at best, in P5, and at worst, Rüdiger Lampe and Timo Reiter could even improve. Doesn't look like Timo
That
Reiter
is
did, but we're back with Luca D'Amico now, who's trying
the
to challenge
Audi, of
Lucas
course.
Fischer.
Yeah, just 6 tenths behind. Anyway, what I was saying is Joe Senna and Sebastiano Rossi again very close together. Sebastiano might be looking for an improvement here as he is heading down the little back straight and going into the final corner. What would the time be? Will he be able to improve and overtake Joe Senna crucially in qualifying?
Let's see. Yes!
Yes, he has.
But still, only 1/10 and 400ths ahead. Oh, as we see, yeah.
Zul. That is not an optimal line. You probably don't want to take those sausage curbs.
But anyways, we have the results now of the qualifying. Lucas Fischer qualifies on pole for the GT3s in front of Luca D'Amico and František Štofko. Mike Kirsch in P4, Jiří Kratochwil in P5 only, Rüdiger Lampe in 6 and Timo Reiter in 7. For the TCRs, we have Sven Mackenberg starting in front, ahead of Joe Senna, Sebastiano Rossi, Colin Barker, Vasilis Katrinakis, and Zula Kihara.
Ooh, so Joe Senna did improve.
It does seem like,
Last second improvement.
Last second improvement. So now we have warm-up session, 3 minutes where the drivers can get to grips with the circuit once more, just a tiny bit more, maybe work on last second setup changes or something. Oh boy, the qualifying was already very close in TCRs especially, so what are we going to expect for the race?
Oh boy, TCR is going to get spicy, especially with Sebastiano Rossi qualifying behind Joe Senna. And the main goal for Rossi today will be to outfinish Joe Senna to clinch the title, but it looks like he cannot do that in qualifying. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of moves will be made. You know, they say the race is always won, lap 1, turn 1.
Always, yeah, definitely. There is not a single alternative to that.
In GT3s, though, Lucas Fischer seems to be having a nice little cushion as Kratoschwil, P5, and the other championship rival not attending. So this will be Lucas Fischer will want to be comfortable today, not want to make any ferocious moves, and probably don't want to get attacked by D'Amico in the Audi. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite surprising. Both Lucas Fischer and Jiří Kratochwil are this time around in a beautiful situation, especially looking at the ballast of success they have. Because last time, both of them did not finish in the top 3. So we've got Lucas Fischer with only 3 kilograms of ballast and Jiří Kratochwil with only 6 kilograms of ballast. So that is, I mean, that is almost nothing compared to what they had in, previously already. Especially as if Cody Nikola Latkovsky were here today, he would race with 21 kilograms of ballast. That's the max ballast that he still has, and he is going to have for the last round of the race. So today, for both Lucas Fischer and Jiří Kratochwil, it should be about making up grounds there, because next time around they will have more success ballast, which will hinder them against Cody Nikola Latkovsky.
Indeed, as we finish our warm-up here, we're ready to start the race here. To see my coach deploying the smoke screen today.
We're gonna see that in
A lot.
TCRs a lot, probably. And I think we have figured out that it's because of some geometry of the wheel arches clipping with something on the tires, and I think that is what creates the smoke for Joe Senna's Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, also the drift update done something as well.
Oh,
But yes, we are on the grid for a standing start today. Beautiful.
exactly. As the drivers are gridding up for the race start right now. Last second setup changes. Of course, get the race fuel in and that sort of stuff. I will also remind you, you can join this league as well to race with us via the QR code that we have currently on the screen. So, but before then, let's take a look at the race start for KCG round 7. The light is green and we're starting. Lucas Fischer has a great start ahead of Luca D'Amico. Luca D'Amico immediately going back into the line here. We see a bit of a kerfuffle further behind. But everyone seems to be safe so far, even in the TCRs. Everything seems to work out. Look at all of them coming down.
Close here, but look, D'Amico here making a move on the outside of Lucas Fischer. Oh, they collide! But Lucas Fischer keeps on going and keeps the position.
Oh boy, what's happening there in the back of the GT3 field? There's already so much fighting going on in different positions. Jiří Kratochwil also very close right now to Mike Koch, trying to make a position as everyone is deploying the welding gear, I guess. Oh, and into the inside, Jiří Kratochwil goes there, and
Kratochwil
comes together with Mike Koch there.
And Sven Mackenberg has lost a position to Joe Senna.
Oh, Sebastiano Rossi immediately.
Ooh, in the inside, hopping those sausage curbs. TCR's looking feisty as always.
Oh.
Going through the infield section here. We are going to see Sebastiano Rossi really close again. This helps John Senna as he's beginning to make a small little gap. Sebastiano Rossi definitely doesn't want that though, because he wants that title ideally today. There's a little bit of a tap going into the final corner of the track onto the main straight now. A little bit of bump drafting going on actually. See a little bump drafting.
Oh yeah, but it looks like Joe Senna is getting a bit of distance on these two that are even bump drafting each other, trying to catch up to him.
You know, the Peugeot really good on the straights. These two are not pulling up as. Ooh. Sven Mackenberg thought about it. The tactical smoke screen comes back from Shanghai, from Joe Senna. But still, they battle on. As we see a yellow flag. Ooh, looks like there has been a collision between Kratochwil and Rüdiger Lampe.
Oh yeah, that is going to be really challenging now for Jiří Kratochwil for his championship battle. I mean, now he's quite a lot behind. He wasn't too much on pace before, but now he's even further behind. As we see, Sven Mackenberg and Sebastiano Rossi have now caught up to back up to Joe Senna. And Sven Mackenberg is going for a move on the inside. Sebastiano Rossi as well. Double trouble for Joe Senna.
Very interesting. Now that Sebastiano Rossi is in a position to, as Joe Senna looks for a move right there. But Sebastian Rossi is now in a position to defend from Joe Senna, and he's gonna want to defend hard, while also not trying to race Sven too much because Sven is not his go-to. As we see, is that my coach going on Stofko? He tried an outside move, he thought about it, but
Oh, but that
he
exit.
gets a better exit though. Ooh.
That exit might help
But the
him.
Audi a little bit more nimble though, and also NA just like the Mercedes as well, so looks like it's not the move done yet for Mike Coach, but he's still looking at it as we see. Ooh, actually, Joe Senna falling down back a bit as these two just locking in each other in it.
Yeah,
Making a little train down there.
definitely locking in here, trying to get away from Joe Senna, the two, which seems to be working right now. Maybe a mistake earlier for Joe Senna, which now means that he has to contend with Colin Barker right behind him. So this is a battle for P3 in the TCR class, and of course also we have Vasilis Katerinakis following Zula Kihara rather closely. So it seems like it has split up, the TCR field has split up into 3 separate battles.
Yeah. Very interesting to see the TCR split up like that. It's like Pro, Silver, and M class battling right here.
Oh, with the exception of the fact that Joe Senna is second in the championship and being challenged by Colin Barker here for P3 overall. Overall, I say, in the TCR class.
Yes, you see this OS. It's like Kratochville. He's gonna want to have revenge on Rudiger Lamper. Maybe not intentional, but
hopefully not a physical revenge, no. It's difficult to overtake here
all
in
these
the infield section.
Yeah, the infield is quite slow here, but Kratochville is still going to want these positions back. He's sending it down there.
That was
that was a send and a half. Just lick the stamp and send it.
That was pretty much just
for a switch back. Ooh,
that was too much
really
of the sausages on the inside there.
NASCAR track limits right here. Unfortunately, NASCAR does not race at Chang.
But yeah, it seemed like Kratochville wanted to just assert dominance there with that one overtake. But unfortunately, the line through the next corner then didn't really help his advances up the standings. She's currently 13 seconds down already on Lucas Fischer, who is in a pretty uncontested lead right now. 2 seconds ahead of Luca D'Amico, and a further 4 seconds behind is František Stofko, who is being followed by Mike Koch.
Yeah, Mike Koch getting a podium on debut, actually, last time around, as we see Katerinakis, the battle of East Asia right now. Lincoln Co versus Hyundai. We see rounding out the final corner. Looks like, whoa, as we see Mike Koch thinking about making that move on the Audi, but backs out for the time being for the infield section, the slow little infield section here.
It wasn't quite close enough there to go side by side with František Stofko. But look at the line difference the two are taking. It seems like Stofko went wide there quite a lot. So Mike Koch is now on the inside, and Mike Koch has done the overtake. It seems like very similar to mistake to what Eugene Kratochvil did earlier.
Oh, but almost, there was almost contact there between those two. Battle's getting fierce right now between the Mercedes and the Audi, the two German giants. As we see Zula Kihara actually losing that position to Vasilis. Must be a mistake from Zul that caused this to happen, but Zul is going to want to catch back up.
Or a great overtake by the Lincoln Co driver from Greece.
Yeah.
In any case, the position has switched and Colin Barker is also still looking at switching the positions. Joe Senna really having trouble right now having to defend from Colin Barker this entire time. But it seems like Sven Markenberg is just driving away from Sebastiano Rossi now as well.
Oh, it seems like the car change really worked for Sven Markenberg here. Last time around he was in a Volkswagen, wasn't he? Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
the Golf.
Colin Barker gets real close here, real close and personal into the final corner. He's going to think about a move into the turn 1. Thinks about it, but Joe Senna goes defensive, so he backs up for the time being.
But the line wasn't the best through the corner here, so now it's a chance if Colin Barker got a good exit with the slipstream. This is an enormously long straight here as we come into a very wide hairpin as we saw in the track lap in the beginning. Side by side, but on the outside. Oh, maybe the cutback works for Colin Barker as he goes to the inside and he overtakes. The smoke screen deployed, but too late. Colin Barker has already been through, but they're still side by side. Coming up on the back straight here into the infield section, and it seems like Joe Senna has gotten the better of it once again, ahead of the Briton and in P3.
Peugeot utilizing his top speed superiority here as Colin Barker looking to get that overtake done yet again.
I mean,
The
now he's
intersection
seen as
right
possible, so that's gonna motivate him.
Yeah, totally, as he goes through those 2 final corners here. Not really 2 final corners of the infield, but yeah. Colin Barker's falling down behind a bit as Joe Senna looks to be getting a couple cleaner lines and exits. Colin Barker full locking the steering wheel there. That's
Tires screeching as well. Aggressive.
yeah, very aggressive driving from Colin Barker here. But as we know, no pit stops required today. You can just push all you want.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the cars survive the Sachsenring without having to pit, then they can do everything they want here.
Saxon Ring, that was interesting, wasn't it? The tires were absolutely dying there. I know how Saxon Ring drives. Oh, as we see Joe Senna making a mistake there, bringing Colin Barker side by side into the little infield section here. Senna, though, utilizing again the top speed of the Peugeot to stay ahead into the slow infield sections. And as you may know, it's easier to overtake on the straight than on the corner. But again, Joe Senna makes a mistake, but comes back with some faster exit speed. Oh, it's going to be interesting here between those two. A little bit slidey there on the curb exit. Joe Senna is going to want to pull away as soon as possible.
Oh, but wide there.
Colin Barker again probably going to get the slipstream into this straight here. Thinking about the move, having a look, yeah. But this is not too for the time being. Oh, and Senna goes really wide.
The look works, and Colin Barker is now on the inside, on the start-finish straight of Joe Senna. Has the inside for the next corner, but Joe Senna might have a better line through the corner. Oh, very pushy there. Each other pushing themselves. Let's see who had the better line. Yeah, Joe Senna.
Argy-bargy. A little bit argy-bargy going on here in the turn 1, but Colin Barker, ooh. You're going full defensive there from Joe Senna, but Colin Barker's going to try the outside switcheroo again. Will it work this time? Almost, but not really.
He's not side by side. It seems like it's just always Joe Senna getting the better exit there. It's just, yeah. We see Timo Reiter now following František Štofko. Štofko dropping like flies earlier, lost the position against Mike Köch. Now lost 2.5 seconds to him already. and having to contend with Timo Reiter now.
Interesting. What might be the problem for Stofko here?
I mean, Stofko said ahead of the race that he has never driven here. This is his first time driving here, and, well, it's... yeah. Maybe he just got a good hot lap. However, in the race, it's about consistency. So that comes with experience most of the time. But switching back to the TCRs, it looks like Vasilis Katrinakis is now catching up to this battle where Colin Barker has finally made the overtake stick ahead of Joe Senna, but goes very wide there.
Yeah, it goes really wide, and that allows Joe Senna back into this, and it also invites Katrinakis and potentially Zo Agihara into this fight for P3 as well. Exciting times. As we see Timo Reiter here also having a little scrap with Stofko. Timo Reiter really getting close and personal into the last corner. Stofko getting the NA full power of the Audi right there, getting a better exit than the turbocharged inline 600B. Ooh, as they get really close. But Reiter seems to miss the apex actually, and is losing time now because of that.
I mean, Reiter missed the apex, yes, but Stofko didn't go as far on the outside on exit as he could have. So I think that it sort of levels each other out. Reiter still has an opportunity, still very much in the slipstream, and will try to come back.
Yeah, indeed, as Timo Reiter here going on to the infield section. Ooh, not a very good exit there, it seems, for the BMW. As the nimble Audi is able to make solid work of the slow infield section. Now going on to the little complex here, double right-hander here onto the little back straight that heads onto the two final corners.
Getting pretty liberal here with the track limits from Timo Reiter. Did you see how much he took there? He even went on the inside sausage curves there. Really trying to gain every possible tenth he can on František Stofko to finally go for an overtake.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, I missed the apex again.
Ooh. Yeah, as we see, ooh, Colin Buck and Joe Senna looks like they're having yet another scrap. As we see Lucas Fischer there just lapping them. But Joe Senna again ahead of Colin Bucker. Katrinakis now clearly in the fight as well, having a first-class seat to the battle for P3, as it seems right now in the Link & Co. Backmarker Racing.
And this is really a great showing from Vasilis Katrinakis last time around, not having been in the greatest of forms, but this time around being able to get close to both Colin Barker and Joe Senna. Really strong showing by the Greek driver. It's not always about having the pure pace, sometimes it's just about being in the right position at the right time, as the next front runner of Luca D'Amico is coming through now, already past...
Oh, yellow flag for Kratochville. He has had a little spin.
It gets from bad to worse here for Kratochville. He's still only in P7 now. He's 6 seconds, over 6 seconds behind Rüdiger Lampe. I mean, this at this point it's gotta be only taking home as many points as possible, just finishing the race, because it's still a championship battle to be fought, and next time around at Daytona everything can change.
Yeah, we're going to Daytona next weekend.
For the finale, indeed. But before then, we are here in Thailand And it looks like Timo Reiter wants to get closer to the Audi.
Rüdiger Lampe is in the background as well. He was not there before.
Yeah, Lampe is catching up, it seems.
Interesting. So it could be another multi-car battle just like we're seeing with the TCRs right now. Oh, another yellow flag for Kratochvil right now. It looks like he has actually hit the wall.
Oh, that's in the middle of the infield section. Probably got onto a curb there, which unsettled the car. That can happen, unfortunately. Let's... Oh... Yeah, I think the car is just damaged now. I think the car is very damaged now.
And hot tires as well. Very hot tires. Just chill out, my guy. Just take this home and duke it out with Lucas Fisher at Daytona.
I think Kratochvil will need to go to the pits as soon as possible now to just repair the car in order to be able to finish the race properly. As we see, Colin Barker has now caught back up to Joel Senna, trying to go around the outside here, coming up to the big hairpin. We've seen this move quite a few times. He will try to go for the undercut. Not the undercut. What's the name?
The switcheroo.
Yes.
And it seems to have not worked as again and again. Joe Senna just get the better exit as we see that might be Stufko and Timo Reiter here. TCRs interrupting the battle and vice versa.
Oh yeah, two battles. When two battles meet each other on track. And this all helped Rüdiger Lampe, who is now very close to the other two GT3s.
Oh yes. It's what we love about multi-class racing. Sometimes just like an F1 safety car, it just brings them close together.
Ooh.
As we see Joe Senna getting a little bit unsettled there by Timo Reiter, which allows Colin Barker, of course, to catch back up.
And Rüdiger Lampe is now fully in this battle.
Looking for a move as well into that final corner, but does not do it. But yeah, new battle going on here.
Two three-way battles on the circuit right next to one another there. After 20 minutes of racing so far that we've had. So they will meet again in another 20 minutes. We'll have to see whether they will be still as close then. For now, Rüdiger Lampe is looking for a way past Timo Reiter. Timo Reiter, locking up the brakes there maybe a bit into the hairpin. But catching up to František Štofko overall. This is very close now. František Štofko having to go defensive here. But it does not work. He goes back to the outside. But still ahead.
We're seeing some extreme defensive driving here from Štofko. Rüdiger Lampe. Taking advantage of the situation, it seems.
Or at least trying to, as Timo Reiter gets a very good line here. Defensive line already taken by František Štofko. Now he will just have to defend through these two right-handers before we get onto the final part of the circuit. Final straight before the final corner. It looks like Timo Reiter has a great exit, trying to go side by side. František Štofko going defensive though, as they're coming up to Sebastiano Rossi as well. Kratochvil has a yellow flag once again, but this battle is what we're focused on right now. As they're all lapping Sebastiano Rossi, it looks like František Štofko still has the best out of everyone. The lines are not as optimal as they could be. Timo Reiter, you can take more on exit there. František Štofko did it way better this time and is able to drive away.
Yeah, the arrival of Rüdiger Lampe has shaken up a lot of things here as we see Dual battle. Did he crash trying to go into the pit? Oh God.
I don't know what's happening here. Kratoshvil not having the best of times today. I think at this point, it might just be damage.
Yeah, just finish.
Repair it.
Just ooh, Rudy Lampe sending it, licking the stamp and sending it, but that might be too much of a send as Timo Reuter comes right back with the switcheroo. However, it's not over yet as these two, yeah, maybe just coming in a little bit too hot for Rudiger Lampe in the Mercedes that almost stuck through, but yeah, the switcheroo works in ways that are not in your favor sometimes.
I'm gonna tell you, František Štofko likes that right now.
Yeah.
That's going on right behind him.
Yeah. Yeah, Štofko is pulling away a little bit right here as we see the two. Ooh, careful on the brakes there, Reuter.
Rudiger Lampe trying to fake it once again. It worked in the last corner, maybe it works here again. Misses the apex just a tiny bit, which does help Lampe being closer now. And as we're on the longest straight off the circuit. Oh, look at the slipstream at work.
You're not close enough for a move though, but we shall see. Ooh, a little bit too close for comfort there, but still maintaining precision. As we see these two come up the second straight. They're going into the infield section right now.
Oh, again!
Another send!
But this time he parked it on the apex. A-class overtaking, but he got a worse line through the infield section that Timo Reuter has gotten the better line out of it as they have caught up now to Sven Mackenberg. And Štofko is already past, but these two still have to find a way past. Timo Reuter sending it on the inside now. Rudiger Lampe, can he make it past as well? No, he has to wait a bit. This is now really good for Timo Reuter as Rudiger Lampe lost a bit of time there through the penultimate corner.
Looks like Štofko lost a bit of time as well as Timo Reuter is again on the back of Štofko.
Oh boy. It's hotting up once again here. It's Kratoshvil's nightmare day continues, it seems. Colin Barker is losing ground to Joe Senna. Vasilis Katarinakis as well lost ground to the other two here. So it looks like Timo Reuter is the closest one to currently being able to make an overtake. As we have a...
What?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just have a look at Lucas Fischer.
It seems that there was a yellow flag there. Maybe it's the yellow flag for Kratoshvil that is affecting... It's happening in the same sector where the other cars are driving through now. But let's take a look at the onboard for the BMW as we come into the last sector of the circuit.
I can tell you this sounds better than ACC.
Oh yeah, the sound design in RaceRoom is amazing. Always has been. And it is one of their strongest, if not the strongest point. I mean, of course, the driving as well itself feels amazing as well, I have to say. My personal opinion. Not sponsored.
And they're bringing it up to modern standards as well, with a couple of graphics updates on the way. One already coming out this year, it seems.
One already came out last year, and they're continuously working on that right now because, yeah, they are working on the underlying engine right now, on cleaning that entire thing up.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a it's a rather old engine as we see Timo Reiter going past here, and it looks like this is another chance now for Rüdiger Lampe to go for the overtake, and this time it might have
It
stuck.
sticks.
Oh. Yeah, this time it's stuck. Rüdiger Lampe making the overtake work because of a slight error on the curbs there by Timo Reiter, which puts the Mercedes driver from Germany now up into P5. But now we will have to see, can he catch up with František Štofko, or will he get attacked immediately by Timo Reiter? Oh, it looks like he will attack.
Just having a look though, just trying to fake out the Mercedes there, as they're really close again into turn 1. Rüdiger Lampe, he's gonna take the racing line, it seems, into turn 1. This turn 1 very similar to Hockenheim Ring.
It is a sharp
I'll
corner,
say
yes.
so.
Very sharp corner with a very small
But then
radius.
hairpin here though, looks like Timo Reiter is not, as Kratochvil gets disqualified? What happened there? What could have caused this, as I am not a RaceRoom enthusiast? Julian, can you explain
Driving against,
why he could have been disqualified?
driving in the wrong direction, maybe? Or getting too many... Oh, probably getting too many incidents.
Ooh.
Oh, that was very
Again,
close.
Rüdiger Lampe's favorite move, just sending it into this little section here.
But yeah, with so many off tracks that Jiří Kratochvil had, he probably hit the limit that was set in the server for incidents and therefore got disqualified.
Lucas Fischer, though, wait a minute. Lucas Fischer is 1 point ahead of Kratochvil right now, and since the other driver is not competing today, Lucas Fischer, if he finishes where he is, he could clinch the title today, it seems.
That is absolutely correct.
Yes. If he has the purple lap, that makes it even more safer for him. So we could see 2 title clinches today, even though there was projected to be only 1.
Indeed, yeah, with this disqualification of Jiří Kratochvil, he will not get the 75% of race laps completion needed to be awarded any points today. Wow.
Rüdiger Lampe, though, faking out the Audi, sending it on the inside, but failed because the Audi was just having a better line through there. But that invites Timo Reiter back right into the fight, though.
This is...
And Rüdiger Lampe. Yeah, this is interesting.
This is impressive. It really shows where the different strengths of the drivers lie. Rüdiger... Oh, but this is too much of the curbage there on the exit for Rüdiger Lampe. The car gets unsettled, but he saves it. What a save. Wow. Congrats on that.
Great catch there.
Amazing car control after the incident there. Unfortunately, he lost the position to Timo Reiter now, so he will have to do it once over again. But what I wanted to say, you can see the different skills of each driver. Rüdiger Lampe seemingly impressive in the infield section.
And also really skill at licking stamps and sending them as well. But Reiter seems to just be more consistent, and so is Štofko at the moment.
I wonder how stressed Štofko is, seeing that the 2 cars behind are just catching like that, even while they are fighting. Or is he relieved because he sees that the cars behind are fighting so hard that they are causing each other to make mistakes?
Normally in this situation, as someone who drives as well, I would be relieved if 2 cars behind me are fighting.
Let's take
And
a
the
look.
fighting in question is happening right now as Rüdiger Lampe making his favorite move, descent again into the infield section. Ooh,
Descend and
really
block.
close there.
Timo Reiter with the better line here, immediately going to the inside, and flashing as well. Oh boy, it's on now. It is on like Donkey Kong, as they say. As Rüdiger Lamp, they're touching side by side. Timo Reiter. Yeah, they are argy-barging right up here, coming into the last sector. Rüdiger Lampe is now once again behind.
Yo, you're in GT3, it's not the TCR.
This looks like TCR racing. This is touring car racing, grand touring car racing to be granted. But yeah, wow.
It's just heating up in the midfield right now. This is battle for last place. Well, last of the finishers anyway, but still, the battle for last place, and it's heating up like crazy.
I mean, it's still a battle for pride. You don't want to be the last of the finishers. So at the very least.
Oh, Timo Reiter locks up again. His weak point seems to be that hairpin corner.
But he does always catch up time to František Štofko in the hairpin, even with the lockups. So it seems like that it's just his aggressive way, and it's somehow working. Oh!
Ooh. Pretty close there, just having you got games on your phone moment there, it seems.
Now it seems like it was not close enough for Rüdiger Lampe to actually go for his favorite overtake position.
That turbo noise from the BMW is just beautiful, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh, listen. That's almost as good as the BMW M6 shifting noises in ACC. But it seems like Timo Reiter has built a little gap of about 8/10 right now.
Yeah. But as we are halfway past, we are past the halfway point. There we go. That's the correct grammar. Lucas Fischer is currently in the lead, ahead of Luca D'Amico. Very lonely race for both of them. Mike Köch as well, lonely race in P3 right now. František Štofko, as we have seen, is fending off Timo Reiter and Rüdiger Lampe right behind. For the TCRs, we have Sven Maggenberg having a very lonely race. Ahead, 18 seconds ahead of Sebastiano Rossi, who is then a further 9.5 seconds ahead of Joe Senna, who is still sort of dragging Colin Barker along in tow. Vasilis Katerinakis as well, still able to see this battle, and 8.5 seconds down on Katerinakis is Suola Kihara, with Jiří Kratochvil unfortunately disqualified from the race. Oh. They don't want to leave each other alone. 3 German cars, by the 3 different German GT3s here that are battling it out.
Turn 1 again, but Timo Reiter seems to be able to actually increase the gap to like 1-ish second, because catching up to Stavko's slipstream actually.
Oh, but see the better line there. It's just a better line through the corner by Timo Reiter as he's side by side now, and he's pulling ahead as well of František Štofko. Better acceleration for the BMW, but can the Audi stay side by side? No, he's gonna slip back behind, and that is the overtake finally done for Timo Reiter. How long has he waited for this? But it's not over yet, because the Audi is on the inside, almost doing a Lampe move there. But Štofko is got back ahead now. Oh boy, it seems
It's
that
heating up. It's heating up.
It is heating up here. As Rüdiger Lampe is now also right on Timo Reiter's rear bumper once again. Oh boy, the three are close, and they're coming up to the back marker of Zula Kihara. We'll have to see how they navigate this situation. But Stofko is still ahead, but Timo Reiter right behind that as they're going around the outside of Zula Kihara here. Oh, and they're switching back, and it seems like Zula Kihara and Rüdiger Lampe came together. That is Rüdiger Lampe out of the race.
Entire front end came out of that Mercedes. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
What?
boy.
What on God's green earth?
Yeah, it seems that there was a bit of a miscommunication, to say the least, between Zula Kihara, the back marker, and Rüdiger Lampe there. Rüdiger Lampe now DNF'd in the pits. That is unfortunate to see, but the battle still continues for these two, František Stofko and Timo Reiter. Both of them might be relieved for that to have happened, because they now only have to contend with one another, and I think the BMW just pushed the Audi.
Yeah, the bumpers look locked in there.
I mean, the big sniff will have the sniff, if he can, I guess. I guess the Audi has pretty good games on his phone. František Stofko does.
Yeah, Grid Legends. The Audi got Grid Legends on his phone.
Maybe he even got RaceRoom on his phone, which would even be better.
You can probably stream RaceRoom to your phone.
I imagine that. That would be amazing. But for now, we will have to contend with playing it on PC, as normal people do. So Timo Reiter is very close now to František Stofko as they're coming up to the Vasilis Katerinakis. But now they've seen that backmarker shenanigans can occur. So they'll be hoping to make this a pretty safe move. And on the longest straight of the circuit, it's fairly easy to do that. But immediately Colin Barker is right up ahead. The next back marker of the TCRs is there, and right ahead of that will be Joe Senna as well. Colin Barker now is being lapped by these two GT3s. Oh, the nose really dipping there. Suspension travel minimum for František Stofko. Let's see, he gets stuck. Oh, he gets a bit stuck behind the Peugeot there, having to overtake on the outside now. Timo Reiter though as well. Who gets the better of this? It seems like Timo Reiter gaining tiniest bit amount of time back on František Stofko, trying to lap Joe Senna, which has also brought Colin Barker back closer to Joe Senna. The battle for P3 might again be on after this lapping shenanigan that we had going on right here.
Who are you rooting for in this battle?
I'm impartial.
I'm right. Yeah, seems like these two drivers have their own areas they excel at. The Audi's faster through the infield because it's the Audi, and the BMW is faster on the straight. It's got a turbo, and it's also a brick.
Yeah.
But as you see, Colin Barker right now, ooh, Joe Senna going a bit wide there, but probably to cut back and get a better exit.
Yeah, wide entry line. There's a long straight here, so I think it makes sense. I think it seems like they're pretty much the same as they went into it, so maybe it helped a little bit in the long run and high speed. However, in the infield sections also equally as important to get the correct lines and to carry the maximum amount of speed through these couple of corners here. There's not very many corners around Chang. But that means that every one of them you just gotta hit that much more perfectly. As it seems that Colin Barker is currently doing just that. Hitting the corners better than Joe Senna and really catching up to the Algerian in front.
But again, the Peugeot fast on the straight, so Colin Barker's hard work in the infield might get undone rather quickly. Because again, Colin Barker has to go full lock there. I wonder if all the TCRs go full lock there. Heading to turn 1 right now into the long straight. Both hit the apexes. Joe Senna going a bit wide. Colin Barker not making up any ground because the Peugeot is just that faster on the straight line.
Yeah, but he's currently 3/10 closer than he was last lap in the same position. So if you can keep that up as the smoke screen is being tactically deployed.
Yeah,
look good.
but we're also doing good lap times as well, 144s.
Yeah, so it's a similar lap time to what Sebastiano Rossi is currently doing in P2, where Sven Markenberg is of course doing 43s, just driving away from the rest. Sven Markenberg today in a league of his own, it seems. But yeah, this time Colin Barker not as closely on the money in the infield section.
Sven Markenberg's not in KCG anymore, he's in tracc.eu now. Just driving in another league entirely.
Huh. Wow, okay, that one went over my head. Congratulations.
These two are still together though, no love lost. They of course had to mourn the loss of their colleague over at Mercedes-Benz, but it doesn't mean they're gonna stop fighting as Reiter gets really close here, looking for a move actually, but has to tuck out of the slipstream. Will he send it on this corner? Ooh. Okay.
Oh,
Chill out, bro.
That's a risky move on the best of days.
Ooh. And we see Zhou Akihara in the pits probably to repair damage from that little incident. Ooh, defensive driving activated from the Audi.
Oh. The two are battling quite heavily there. Timo Reiter trying to stick a nose in, but not able to do so quite just yet. František Štofko having enough space up ahead, but it just... Honestly, it seems like it's just a matter of when it happens, when the overtake happens. But then again, František Štofko losing it there on the exit.
He got Audi'd. He's flashing. He's not happy about that.
As it seems like Zhou Akihara is rejoining right behind them. That's good, so he doesn't get into the battle at the moment.
Štofko, though, he's obviously not happy about what just happened on the exit of the final corner. He's gonna have to try and get back P4 from that BMW of Timo Reiter.
Oh, but he's trying. He's going for the Lampe. The Lampe is coming, but does he manage to make it stick? He's on the inside now, parking it on the apex, and he's ahead of Timo Reiter. How did that work as easily as it did?
Interesting. Maybe because Reiter had a little bit of wiggle like he just had there, and that caused him to have to slow down.
But it looks like Lampe pioneered the move and Stofko perfected it there. That was beautiful execution.
A homage to a fallen comrade, and he has avenged his fallen comrade indeed. But still, really close together, and with is that Sven Mackenberg? Yes, it is.
Yeah, so we'll have to see whether some backmarker shenanigans bring these two cars closer to one another once again. But because for now, they're 1.5 seconds away from one another. Stofko outbrakes himself here into the hairpin, bringing Timo Reitzer a bit closer. However, it seems like the exit was better for Stofko, so it will not be under a second between the two. This is an opportunity for Stofko to just drive away here. We'll have to see whether it works out for him, or whether Timo Reiter can catch back up. But Stofko had a beautiful infield last time around. We'll have to see whether he gets caught up right behind the Honda of Sven Mackenberg, who is of course leading the TCR class. 23 seconds ahead of Sebastiano Rossi now. Judging by the fact that they have done 29 laps, that means he was about 0.9, 0.8 seconds quicker than Sebastiano Rossi each lap.
This is gonna help Sven Mackenberg for the battle in P2 though. P2 in the TCR class championship, as it looks like Sebastiano Rossi is gonna clinch the title today anyway, so good opportunity for Sven to get a little bit closer to Joe Senna for P2 in TCR.
Exactly.
For Daytona. They will duke it out at Daytona.
They will duke it out at Daytona. That battle goes to the last round of the championship, where hopefully both of them can attend as well.
As they did at Shanghai, yes.
In the meantime, we'll have to see what Colin Barker does to try to catch up. He had to go out of his way here to let Lucas Fischer pass, who is almost 10 seconds ahead of Luca D'Amico. Very lonely race for him today, but very secure race, which seems to clinch him the championship if we did our calculations correct.
Yes, because hold on, because Nikola Lakovsky and Kratochvil have not finished the race today. Fischer will clinch the title if he just keeps P1.
Because that will put him to 126 points. 26 points ahead of Kratochvil and Cody Nikola Latkovsky. And of course, for the win, you get 25 points.
If he has a purple lap, that will mean he can get up to 127 instead of 126, which would put him in a 1-point cushion if Kratochvil or Latkovsky were to get the purple lap at Daytona.
Do we give out an extra point for... I don't think we do give out an extra point for the fastest lap.
Oh, really? Then that means Lucas Fischer... If Lucas Fischer wins this race, but doesn't win the next one, he might... Yeah, he's gonna clinch the title by 1 point. So he needs to win today, and he will have it.
Oh boy. But as I know Lucas Fischer, he's not going to be stressed about that. He will be as cool and calm as a cucumber in the driver's seat of the Ferrari 296 GT3.
You're just dominating like Verstappen. Verstappen.com livery as well, how ironic. As they pass Sebastian Rossi here, another title clincher today. This is just 6 minutes remaining in this hot lap session. Have Luca D'Amico here, also leading a quite lonely race.
Yeah, I think Luca
But
D'Amico.
P2 on the stuff go. What has happened here? The camera not doing justice, but it seems like he has gone wide at turn 1, really wide, and that has allowed Timo Reuter to go into P4.
Oh, and he's now very far ahead. But they were so far apart from one another. That must have been just a mistake by Stofko there. I don't think it was a coming together by the two. But that put Timo Reuter now up into P4, which will give him, if my maths is correct, 13 points in the championship as well. Beautiful way to continue his form right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luca D'Amico, a driver I think was signed up for the entire championship. Today, the first outing of the driver at a beautiful Chang International Race Circuit. And Mike Koch going for his second podium in a row today. Beautiful drive.
Africa on the podium. Beautiful. A consecutive podium for... Is that Kenya? I think that's Kenya. Yeah, 2 consecutive podiums for the Kenyan driver right here. Beautiful scenes.
Exactly.
Laps. The Lincoln Co. Just trying to bring it home. His 22 seconds of Timo Reuter. Nothing to stress about. Joe Senna here. He wanted to take the challenge to Daytona, but with Sebastiano Rossi so far up, he might have to call it for P2. And even P2 might not be safe because Sven Markenberg is P1 right now.
There are 23 points right now between Sebastiano Rossi and Joe Senna, and if they finish in these positions as they are right now, that will increase the gap between the two to 27 points, which then of course will be just not enough for Joe Senna to be able to catch up. Sven Markenberg, however, as you said already, is 16 points behind Joe Senna. So the difference between P1 and P3 is 9 points, from 25 to 16, which means he will cut it close to 7 points difference. So that will get really close for the next round at Daytona between Sven Markenberg and
flag for Zul.
Barker. Yeah.
Not a good day for Zul, it seems.
That's in the
just
infield
going
section.
wide.
Yeah. Might have hit the curb there once again. The curb in the infield section can be very treacherous, so can be quite dangerous to take that. Vasilis Katsarinakis having had a nice time trying to battle with Colin Barker and Joe Senna earlier, was ultimately not able to keep up with them. The Lincoln co-rider with the Ivan Müller livery. Ivan Müller. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Probably Müller, because it is a German name. Even though he's a French driver.
I just call it Blue. Oh yeah, that's Müller, I think. Oh, you're talking about the driver then. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, Ivan Müller.
Wille. I think.
I mean, it's a German name. I don't know how the French pronounce German things. Probably French. So
Wille?
I just know the correct pronunciation for the German name, which is the German pronunciation, Müller. Yeah. I'm sorry to any French people, but that is a German name. As we see Sven Mackenberg getting lapped here. These are the two leaders on track right next to one another.
Yeah.
As Lucas Fischer is now coming around last sector to start the last lap of the race. And you know what? I think we can give him an entire lap of dashcam to finish us off.
Yes, clinching the title by 1 point in style. Let's see the
I mean, there's still one more lap
Fischer.
to go. There's still one more lap to go. A collision now, a mistake now. Lucas D'Amico getting P1, and everything's open once again. But I don't think Lucas Fischer is the type of person to do something like that. Rather safe driver, rather consistent driver most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
I tell you though, the Ferrari doesn't actually sound that Ferrari V6-ish in RaceRoom. It still has the correct tone and stuff, but it's way more grumpy than how the actual Ferrari sounds.
As we're coming out of the infield section here right now, Lucas Fischer coming into the last sector, the home of speed, Chang International Raceway, the Thai
Home of speed.
T-Prix. Oh boy. Thai T-Prix decided for Lucas Fischer, who's coming across the start-finish line, flashing his lights to celebrate his win in
And
the race.
the
And
GT3 championship
indeed,
by 1 point.
by 1 point, just one race shy of the final race of the championship. Also, Sven Mackenberg, congratulations on winning the TCR class race today. And congratulations to Sebastian. Well, not quite yet. Sebastian Rossi still has one more corner left to go. Let's take a look.
Yes.
Very safely taken. I think that's what he's done all day, taking it safely, because he is ahead of Joe Senna, which means he has also clinched the TCR championship in the KCG season 25-2. Congratulations to Sebastiano Rossi. As he's
Reverse
doing...
donuts.
Yeah, that's the TCR donuts. You know, front wheel drive cars, they do donuts in reverse.
Happy days for Lucas Fischer, Sebastiano Rossi, and next week we're gonna take it to Daytona to decide P2 in TCRs
And
and
P2
potentially
in GT3.
P2 in GT3s. Yes.
So that is going to be a battle between Kratoshvil, who unfortunately got disqualified today, and Cody Nikola Latkovsky in GT3s. And in TCRs it will be a battle between Sven Mackenberg and Joe Senna. But yeah, the final finishes were Lucas Fischer in P1 in front of Luca D'Amico and Mike Koch, who makes up the final podium position. And Timo Reiter and František Štofko finished in GT3 class, so it was in P in 4 and 5. In TCRs, we have Sven Mackenberg winning ahead of Sebastiano Rossi and Joe Senna. And then Colin Barker, Vasilis Katrinakis, and Zol Akihara finishing as well. Rüdiger Lampe and Jiří Kratoshvil unfortunately not able to finish today. But that has been it for this race. We were at Chang, as you can see. Next week, we will see each other again. Hopefully, same time, same place. But at Daytona International Speedway. Of course, we're going for the Roval layout there. So that will be very interesting to see the TCRs and the GT3s go side by side in the huge banking of Daytona.
And tomorrow we have the Tracc GT3 Cup penultimate race as well at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and also GTM Cup at Indianapolis Roval as well. Stay on the lookout for those as well. It was a fun race today, wasn't it? Didn't expect 2 title clinches.
It was a very fun race, and if you would like to race with us as well, you can do so by joining our league through the QR code that is currently being shown on the side of the screen, or by going to tracc.eu/discord. That will get you to our Discord server, where you can find all of the information you need to sign up to any of our championships for RaceRoom, Assetto Corsa Competizione, or soon also Le Mans Ultimate, which is coming. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the racetrack.